All right, so we're going to be doing a bystander intervention now. Okay, so like what Annabelle was talking about, a bystander is just someone who's present like when the event is taking place, but they're not directly involved. So if you are at a bar, at a party, they can just be like, they don't even have to be a friend or an acquaintance or anything. They could be someone who's around and they could witness the actions like leading up and then after the assault too. And so, ways to prevent sexual assault are explaining that rape jokes are not funny to people. And so, in doing that, would help try to eliminate this rape culture that we have. And again, like taking home a friend who's had too much to drink and trying to get them away from potential people that could assault them. Getting security involved if you are trying to get the potential victim away from the situation and someone starts acting aggressively, and just trying to get the person to a safe space. You don't have to try to be a hero or anything, and even if you didn't change like the result of the situation, it's still super super important that you are just even stepping in and trying to help somebody. And so here are some other steps that you can take. Just try to create a distraction. Just try to get the person away from the potential perpetrator. Um, just ask them like who they're with and just try to stay with them and like give them like, some water or something, or just any kind of help that you can give them to keep them as safe as possible. Refer to them to like security or the police if you're concerned for their safety, or if you're concerned about them like trying to get home. And if you're not able to do this, try to, like, if you have friends that are with you, try to get them to help, because it's, especially in potentially dangerous situations, like having more people there, and it's going to be like more power in numbers. And so this is part of the bystander effect of like why people don't help out more often. And people they think like, oh, it's not my business, like, I don't know what's going on, I don't want to get involved. But it's better to be safe than sorry. It's much better to be involved and try to help someone out than be a bystander to an assault happening. And so and if you do get involved, just try to like make sure that you let the person know that it's not their fault, and that try to take like a very like non-judgmental stance, and whatever, like let them have the freedom to make whatever choice they want to make about what their next steps are going to be. So, and Amanda's going to talk about this when we go over how to be a good friend. But if someone has told you that they've been assaulted, just telling them that you believe them is the most important thing, and that you recognize that it took a lot of courage for them to talk about this. It's not their fault that this happened, and that they're not alone. You are there for them. Rape counselors, we're there for them. Like, if you're able to, like, you can provide our resources to them is another way you can be supportive. And yeah, just trying to be non-judgmental, checking in with them, and just being very supportive. And so, how to get a victim away from a perpetrator, we were talking about with Annabelle, it's trying not to ask questions around the perpetrator because it could potentially make them angry and it might escalate the situation. So always trusting your gut. And if you are just even a little suspicious about somebody, trying to get the potential victim away from them. Let's see. And also just try to create any kind of distraction. Say you need to go to the bathroom, you want to get them a drink, just anything where you can kind of get them alone to like a more quiet place and just kind of understand what is happening with the situation. And so now we have a video to show y'all. I think this is a really great representation of the bystander effect. And you'll see in the video, it goes over what the situation looks like. And then it goes back and it shows what it would have looked like if people would have intervened. And this is a great representation of what it looks like at college and the parties and situations like that. So Faith is going to show that now. In that video, like I said, it does a really good job of showing how different the situations could have turned out. And as you can see within situations like that, when there's a lot of alcohol, it you are not able to consent because you are not in like a sound mind, and it lowers your inhibition, and so you have a lack of awareness of what's going on around you. And you could visibly see that like her friends left her, so she did not have any kind of support with her, and so it made her a little bit more vulnerable because there wasn't anyone around her who could back her up and get her out of the situation. And then you could see where he tried to touch her and she swatted him away. And so that was her saying, like, I do not want this. I am not interested in like having any kind of sexual contact with you. And so that was her way of saying, I'm not consenting to this. Like, I'm not okay. And then with, you could see all of the different bystanders that were in the video that could have intervened at every step because they were witnessing what was going on. So